Are these myths about nutrition preventing you from losing weight and getting healthy? Find out today on Strength and Health for Life. Hello. Welcome to yet another beautiful day of our wellness journey together. Before we begin, we ask that you smash that like button down below, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell to receive all alerts, and watch the video all the way through. Also, if there are any topics you'd like to see in this channel, please leave your suggestions in the comment section below. By the way, if your life is just not going the way you want it to be and you'd like to change things up by starting your own business from home, then take action now and click the first link in the description to learn how. For those of you wondering, yeah, I'm still fiddling with some things to get my video quality correct, but eventually I'll get it, so be patient with me on that. As for today's topic, we're adding some more myths to our series on health and wellness myths that you should just ignore. For those of you wanting to see the other videos in this series, I suggest you click the banner right about here to watch those videos for yourself. Without any further ado, I present to you today 5 more nutrition myths that you should ignore. I mean, it's 2021. It's time to start doing things right? Number 1, protein is horrible for your kidneys. This is absolutely not true. In fact, your bones require you to have a high protein diet. A high protein diet increases the absorption rate of calcium by your body and thereby allows your bones to repair themselves a little bit easier. It is also of note that it helps prevent the loss of bones as you grow older, so it's important that you have a high protein diet. Why do you think I recommend at least 100 grams of protein a day? As for the kidney damage, there was some research done a while ago on the glomerular filtration rate of your kidneys. This is basically a measurement of how much waste your kidneys are removing from your body, and it was thought that a high GFR meant that there was undue stress on your kidneys. More recent research, however, has dictated that the GFR has no distinct correlation to how stressed your kidneys are. And because of that, it's led us to believe that high protein diets don't have any effect on your kidneys themselves. So keep on scarfing that protein. Number 2, red meat is unhealthy for your body. The most common reasoning is that red meat causes cancer. But you see, absolute statements like this is the reason why there are so many nutrition myths floating around in the world. I mean, cancer is one of those things that's the most difficult to be absolute about in any way, shape, or form, since most of the things that we eat are capable of causing cancer in large quantities anyway. And by can cause cancer, I mean they have the potential to, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they do. In reality though, the fear of red meat causing cancers have been absolutely exaggerated. They can, however, lead to a fatty liver or fat around the heart if eaten in extreme quantities. But what's more important than how much red meat you eat for your health is making sure you have healthy lifestyle choices, such as eating a properly balanced diet with whole foods included and what your exercise patterns are. But if you want to be especially cautious, you can always limit your red meat intake to 2 or 3 times a week. But again, this is not the most important thing that balances your health anyway. Number 3, fresh food is always more nutritious. Absolutely not. Many fresh fruits and vegetables are easier to digest and taste better when they're fresh, but you may actually get more nutritional value from some different fruits and vegetables when you buy frozen or canned. As an example, when they're frozen, there's typically a shorter time between them when it's picked off of the plant and when it's frozen than when it's picked off the plant and brought to the grocery store fresh. Once the fruit or vegetable is frozen, a lot of the nutrition is frozen within and thereby is released when you eat it, so you may actually be getting more of the nutritional value from a frozen product. But at the end of the day, what's most important is that you're getting enough fruits and vegetables in order to have a well-balanced diet. Number 4, foods labeled natural are always better. For this one, I'm going to use meat specifically as an example, because it's the best example of what goes on in the food industry that you should be aware of. Let's begin with the FDA rules on labeling when it comes to meat and other fruits and vegetables and things like that. In the United States, in order to put natural, no hormones, and no antibiotics on any meat packaging, there is documentation that's required. However, the word natural means something different than what you think it does. All it means is that it's undergone minimum processing. Now, if they put the word no hormones and no antibiotics on meat packaging, they must provide documentation that the animal never received hormones and never received antibiotics, nor was any added during processing when they created the meat. However, when it says natural and only natural, that means that there is no accounting for what happened to the animal before butchering. The only documentation needed for a natural label is documentation showing that you didn't add anything during processing. But once again, if it specifically says no hormones and no antibiotics, special documentation must be provided in order to prove that none of that has been added during the animal's life nor during processing. So just be aware of what the terms mean when you go to the store. And once again, with other foods that are labeled natural, it has nothing to do with whether they use GMOs or what kind of processing that the food went under. It's just that nothing artificial was added. However, if it says no GMOs, then they have to provide documentation proving that these are not genetically grown foods. Again, just be aware of what the terms mean when you go to the store.
I think that'll help quite a bit.
I know, that's why I told you. Number 5, eating more often boosts your metabolism. Here's the thing, your metabolism is boosted based on how much food you've eaten, which means the more food you eat, the more your metabolism is boosted along with a higher sugar spike. The less food you eat, the less the sugar spike and the less the metabolism is boosted. However, for digestion purposes, I still recommend you eat multiple times a day just because it's easier for your body to digest. It should also be known that food can still rot in your stomach waiting to be digested, which is why you should eat smaller meals multiple times a day. If you fill yourself up too much in one meal, then you may find that you get bubble gut or any kinds of those feelings simply because the food that's been sitting in your stomach that hasn't digested may have turned. However, metabolically, how much you eat and when you eat doesn't really matter as much. The biggest thing is you just want to make sure you don't go over what your body needs for the day, or you don't go too far under. Because if you go too far under, you'll go into starvation mode, and if you go too far over, you're just going to end up adding fat to your body anyway. That's why it's best to become more aware about how your body feels when it's hungry, so that at the first instance that you feel hungry, you can eat something, but you only eat until you're satisfied, not until you're full. That's also why it's more important what you eat than how much of what you eat. The less processed the food, the more it tends to fill you up and keeps you full for longer. But see, this is not the only secret to weight loss and gaining muscle. In fact, there's one key secret that works for all kinds of success, whether it's financial, weight loss, muscle gain, or even relationships. And that's having someone to talk to help keep you motivated and accountable, and to be there for you when you have emotional hard times, which will inevitably come on any journey you take. So if you're looking for a weight loss community to help keep you motivated and accountable, or you just need someone to be there for you along your weight loss journey, then please follow us on Facebook and join our Facebook group. Those links are at the bottom of the description. And once again, if you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to this channel, and maybe even share it with your friends so that we have the opportunity to grow. With all that said, stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next video.